wasn't aware that Arsenal were after you at that point in time. Was that almost a done deal? How close?
I was already done with Arsenal. Only Ajax had to do, of course, for the transfer money, how much. But I was already with David Dean, and I spoke already with Arsene Wenger in Amsterdam. So I was already, everything was settled.
This is Ibrox.
We'll now shift the conversation slightly, and I think we could talk about the development of players all day. But I'd just like to go back to Ajax in your career now. So what I found interesting when I was doing the research for this conversation, and we could cycle through playing for Ajax, leaving, then coming back, which I'm sure must have been difficult. But if I fast forward a little bit, coming out of FC Twente, and I hope my pronunciation is right there with Twente. I've been practicing, obviously, before this.
Twente is perfect.
I'm just wondering if we go to the Champions League win in '95. I'm just wondering, behind the scenes, was there a feeling for you and the rest of that team that's so young, so talented, that it was going to be broken up fairly quickly? I know Ajax were going through a stock market proposition at that point in time, and we'll maybe touch on that. Yeah. But did you feel that this was the end of it, or was there an expectation that you would be there next season to come back?
No, basically, Tom, we had an expectation that was quite high that we could keep it, because we were really feeling that we had a special group together who was young and still had a lot of years in them to be successful if we keep it together. And I think everybody was speaking out this kind of desire. And but then sometimes you never know, like with this virus that suddenly comes. That was, of course, on the surface lying there. It was basically with us with the Bosman arrest. Suddenly the contract were, when you finish your contract, you're a free man. And that makes a totally different, I would say, outcome, or then you think twice to sign a new contract, because, I mean, if somebody offers you instead of that, Ajax get, for example, 5 million, but instead you get it on your bank account, it's hard to say no, of course. So I understand it completely, but that made an unbelievable difference, of course, to keep the boys. So. Because a lot of guys had to renew their contract, and I was really willing to do that. And yes, there was intention, but it changed quickly after the Bosman arrest.
Yeah, I was quite interested that even as far away as the New York Times, when it came to the fact that you had to, and I think Frank was involved in this as well, had to go through some court action to get 6-year contracts, and also you can move on to onto Barcelona. Did you think that was a really difficult time, considering your feeling for Ajax? And
of course. I mean, we were boys from the hood, what they say. I mean, we're growing up there. We had so much to thank them for all the success, and of course, they will probably thank for us, also for us. But I must say, there was a very black page in our football history. It still is, and I would probably do it differently, but. I mean, what I just mentioned with the Bosman arrest, we had the intention that everybody would stay, and then everybody left. We just signed a 5-year deal. And then, 5 months later, the Bosman arrest came, and a lot of boys who probably had also intention to stay, they left. So suddenly 4 or 5 players were gone. And then, I mean, they're difficult to cope with, that kind of quality that you had. Of course, you have youngsters coming in, but that group was special. And we were looking, I remember we played NAC Breda away and we lost 2-0. But you can lose 2-0, but not on that way we did. I mean, we looked to each other and said, sorry for the language, but what the fuck are we still doing here? We were outplayed by NAC, and they think it's not possible. That would never happen in the last 3 years or something. And this was really the thing, we can be just the guys to keep to stay at Ajax. Look at us, we're really with Ajax heart. Of course, we have Ajax heart, but you want to be also have goals, have desire to win the prizes, and think, this is going to be very difficult if we stay with Ajax. And so then I had a discussion with the board of Ajax, and I said Arsenal was interested for me, so I said to Ajax, I want to leave, and they said no, we won't let you go. But then I said, of course, I have a bit of problem with my knee, but I think this is really the time now for me to go. But Frank said, I will stay for another 2 years. I'm happy here. So we made a sort of deal. Frank stays another 2 years, and they will let me after the summer go to Arsenal. But then we played, of course, an incredible World Cup, very well. And I changed their mind because they thought, we need a sort of, with Van der Sar, Ronald de Boer, and Danny Blind, the father of Daley, to keep that sort of, how do you call that, the heart of the team. We need that to get the other players to do well. So we keep them aboard. And so they promised me something, and suddenly they changed their mind. So then I said, okay, then I'm not training. I'm not gonna train at preseason. And Frank also, what I promised, I take away again because you didn't keep your word. So I take my promise. I take back. So then, we went eventually at court, and it was a bad thing, I must say. And, it doesn't get the beauty prize. I can tell you that.
Yeah, sometimes difficult decisions have to be made, and as you said, the landscape has changed with the Bosman really quickly there. So I'm just wondering then, I wasn't aware that Arsenal were after you at that point in time. Was that almost a done deal? How close?
I was already done with Arsenal. Only Ajax had to do, of course, for the transfer money, how much. But I was already with David Dean, and I spoke already with Arsene Wengers in Amsterdam. So I was already, everything was settled. But I had to tell them no. And Arsenal, I think, worthily, they said we don't want to have an issue with Ajax. We respect Ajax, and we don't want force them to get you to Arsenal because we respect the contract. So that was hard for me, but you have to go on. But eventually we get our transfer to Barcelona together in like a half year later.
Yeah, it's one for Arsenal fans to scratch their heads about. They could have had you and Dennis Bergkamp in the same team. Yeah, I'm sure that's one for them to think.
Fire's raging, I'm shaking. You wanna go?